One of the success stories of the COVID-19 pandemic has been how quickly vaccines for the virus have been developed, trialled and administered to the general population. Whilst the general public see the final product, major organisational challenges have been overcome behind the scenes. Unfortunately, the success of the COVID-19 vaccination rollout is not replicated in all drug development. Often organisational challenges are not overcome and drugs are brought to the market much later, incurring higher costs. People who desperately need treatment for life-threatening conditions are waiting longer than they need. And as delays cost money, added costs are reflected in the price of the product. One of the bottlenecks is in the project management of the clinical trials that are required for a drug to be safe to use. An estimated £15 billion per annum is wasted on poor project management, out of a global research and development spend on drugs of approximately £120 billion per annum. Just one day of unnecessary delay can cost between approximately £660,000 and £7 million to the pharmaceutical company. As business analysts, we believe there was a better way to manage clinical trials and ways to improve the key relationship between the pharmaceutical company, pharma, responsible for the drugs, and the clinical research organisations, CRO, responsible for managing the clinical trials. Our research shows these two entities are often operating on different wavelengths. The pharma developing the drug, wanting to do it as quickly and as cheaply as possible. The company responsible for managing the trial, looking to maximise their profit through the trial. In too many cases, there is either an inability or an unwillingness to be open, transparent, and share information with each other. In business terms, this is known as relational risk. And in the more dysfunctional examples, it can lead to a complete breakdown in the relationship and an abandonment of the drug development process. In order to understand the extent of relational risk and potential solutions, we undertook an industry collaboration. Highly experienced practitioners worked with LJMU to collect data through case studies, focus groups, expert interviews, observations, and interviews. We developed new project management approaches that were disseminated through industry forums, such as workshops and training courses run by professional bodies. We also adapted and contextualized approaches that have been proven to work in other project environments, such as construction and IT. The false argument put forward by some that clinical trials are somehow unique in their management was disproven by our data. Regardless of the industry, projects typically face the same kind of challenges when dealing with relational risk. The products and services might be very different, but the organisational challenges to be overcome are very similar. The culmination of our research was the development of CURED, a framework for dealing with relational risk in this arena. CURED stands for Contract, Understanding, Resources, Education, and Delegation. It enables the development of project management practices in each of these 5 areas. For example, under the contract element, we realised it was important to make contracts more relational. This means having clauses in the contract that can facilitate and promote collaborative working, sharing of information, and other behaviours required for an effective relationship. Organisations that run clinical trials are already reporting tangible benefits, such as reduced costs. One clinical research organisation reported a saving of 10 days, which equates to between 6 million and 17 million over the life of a patented drug. We also saw intangible benefits. For example, one farmer reported how new practices enabled them to have much more robust processes for selecting clinical research organisations to work with. Undoubtedly, one way to mitigate for relational risk is to choose the right partner to work with in the first place. Our work is influencing policy, with the oldest professional body in this area, the Institute for Clinical Research, sponsoring a code of practice for the management of clinical trials, which is based on our Cured framework. Nationally and internationally, we believe the Cured framework can significantly improve the performance of clinical trial project management. Our research is continuing with recent work collecting survey data to explore the relationships between the practices of Cured and performance. We continue to disseminate our work, building our industry-academia collaborations, with the ultimate aim of improving patient outcomes through better project management of clinical trials.